Hi guys, and welcome to episode 5 of my beginner's guide tutorials to Factorio. Today we're going to be covering which items you should be researching at the beginning of your game. Now this is just personal preference. Everyone can do this in their own way and go about it in their own style, because they might want to go for certain items before other items on the research tree. But in my opinion, you have to research your automation first. This is key. Doing your automation first is key because it opens up your assemblers, which is the entire point of the game. If you don't have your assemblers, there's really no point because you can't handcraft everything. It'll take way too long. There's certain items that you just can't craft in it, and also you would never get to the end because of you need assemblers for pretty much everything. Like, obviously, there's a few things you can start researching first. If you wanted to start building turrets first, you could have. But assemblers are the one to go for. So the next one to go for on the research tree for me is always logistics. So logistics, the reason I go for this is because it gives you underground belts and splitter belts. So what this allows you to do is organize your materials coming out of your mining areas. So when you start digging up materials, you can start organizing them, sending them off to certain places, and you can then start splitting the items on a belt. So you can put all your items onto one belt and then start splitting them. So if it's up to me, I would go for logistics here. You will very quickly find out that there's a limited amount of things that you can only do with red sciences. So once you've got logistics done, I would say research pretty much anything along the tree that you want. A good guess is always to go with turrets. Military's pretty good. This is in case you start running into biters very early on. If you've got it on peaceful mode, you don't need to worry about these three items here. Turrets, stone walls, military, you don't need to worry about just yet. Once you've done logistics, a good one to go for might be steel, or you could start working straight away on getting your green science. But the thing about green science is it needs 75 red science packs. Now, you could just sit there and craft 75 red science packs on your own, but that could take a little while. So what I want to do is I want to show you how you can start making the science labs kind of automated. So I'm just going to pick these up because they're just in the way. They're sitting on my copper at the moment. And what we have got ourselves here is an assembler machine. This is from the last game, the last playthrough that I showed you in the tutorial. So if I make an assembler, it'll just craft it down here. Right. So if I go into my inventory, pick my assembler up, put it down here, because you're going to be using these a lot. So I'm going to put my assembler right next to my iron chest that I've got going here. I'm going to get a little cog. I'm going to put it in here. So the arrow points into there. So at the moment, this assembler is being fed with as much iron as it needs, because the iron's coming out of this, going into the chest. So how assemblers works are, when you click on them, you can build different items automatically with them. And so when you think, okay, so what do I want to be able to build? I want to be able to build red science, but you see the ingredients needed for red science is an iron cog and copper. So the copper's fine. You can make the copper from just raw ingredients in furnaces. That's fine. But the iron cogs you need to make before putting it into another assembler to lead yourself to getting red science. So if I set this to make iron cogs, it shows you up here what it needs. It says iron plates needed in order to make a cog. So if I feed some power to that, just there. I'm just going to move that over one, sorry. There we go. So now, if I go and get a couple more claws, what I have is my iron going into an assembler, coming out and going into a chest and making cogs for me. Which is pretty good. That's halfway there. So then if I take, so I'm just building some more track, I do apologise. I'm just going to take some more steel out of here, because as you see, I'm quite sure you will end up using a lot of steel plates. Iron plates, I keep calling them steel plates. Iron plates very early on. So you might want to make sure you got a lot on you. I need to get some wood. I do apologise. There we go. These are the sort of things you will end up doing, is just going grabbing wood, picking up items, and just handcrafting a lot of things. And I usually craft a fair few things in one go, just so they work. Is this rock? No. Okay, so next thing we need in order to make our red science is copper plates, and we have them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a feed of copper plates and put them onto a belt and send them up near this chest, like so. And there's a lot more logistical ways of doing this. I'm messing this up. There's a lot more logistical ways, and we will get into this. This is just to show you a principle. So now what we need is another assembler. So we're going to take another assembler. Like so. And we put it next to these two items. Now make sure you can put both of these feeds into it. Pop the power down so that there's some power going to the assembler. Put inserters into it. Now they won't do anything at first, you haven't told it to make anything. But now this has access to cogs and copper. And this will make a red science for you. Just continuously making red science. And what you can do with the red science is, if you want, you can put it straight into the laboratory. So while that's working away, that's now started doing your science for you. So that, guys, is how assemblers work, and also it starts you on the path of semi-automating your science builder. I say semi-automating because you'll see later on in the series how this is not an optimized way of making items. It's very cluttered, and obviously you won't put all your iron into a chest. You won't put all your copper into a chest. You won't put your cogs into a chest. You'll end up putting them onto belts and sending them to places that they need to go. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helped you if you are having some trouble with your assemblers or getting your sciences automated. Please subscribe to the channel, guys. Give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you next time. Drop some comments in the below section, and yeah, have fun, guys.